TB is obviously a huge issue at the moment, growing incidence. So, like, we need to use everything that we have in our toolbox to try to address it, biosecurity, etc. But one of the main technologies that we have now is being able to breed animals that are more resistant to TB. And look, we've known for many decades that we can breed animals that are more resistant to the likes of mastitis, lameness, tetany, example. So TB is just another one of those. If we look at the TB and look at it in Ireland, around 12% of the differences amongst Irish dairy cows of whether or not they succumb to TB is actually due to genetic differences. So that's a lot more than what we would have seen for fertility, for example, and we know what the EBI has done to improve the fertility of the Irish dairy herd. So therefore, there's a massive potential to actually increase the genetic resistance of our national herd to TB. And by having that, what we have done is we have developed now genetic evaluations, just like milk and fertility, genetic evaluations for individual bulls and cows on their susceptibility and resistance to TB. Farmers can now use those. They're part of the indexes, the EBI, the Dairy Beef Index, the Terminal and Replacement Index. And why we do that is that a rising tide lifts all ships. So if we are selecting on the EBI, we are improving our national resistance to TB. When we validate it, so we use data from previous and we follow those animals all the way through their life, what we can clearly see is animals that we have predicted at birth, right, at birth, to be genetically more resistant to TB when in lockdown herds they actually have a lower incidence of TB. Right. So I'm not saying now that with breeding we should throw out all our other measures of biosecurity, routine testing. It's a complement to those individual tools. Massive potential. It is cumulative and permanent. That's one of the real benefits of breeding. So yes, you're not going to see a massive improvement in TB over 1 or 2 years, but we see it again for fertility. EBI is there 25 years. The longer it goes on, this benefit is just accumulating on top of each other.